Okay, I'm gonna delete. I'm gonna try one more thing, and if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work, and we're just gonna move on. Have you got your notes done?
No.
No, your notes are not done. What the hell have you been doing over there typing so furiously if not doing notes?
I did an intro. I mean, I've got a bunch of pages open,
That's good.
but I didn't get prepared in advance today. This is like my first time relaxing all week, and I haven't even been able to really do it well. I've just been stressed out so much. I want to bring something.
How's that different from your normal behavior?
I'm trying to change that. I'm also really tired.
That doesn't help.
No, no, it doesn't.
I don't understand. I don't get it, guys. The stream's broken and I can't fix it.
Well, all those people that were gonna
Dude,
hang out.
so many people. So many people. And this and watching the video on demand later. There's just
What
gonna be
video on demand?
the video on demand that's available on YouTube at the conclusion of every show.
By video on demand, I hope you mean it's. I hope you don't mean it's something they have to pay for.
No, you go
That
to
would
it.
be
No, no. Oh,
silly.
no. You go to YouTube, navigate to our channel, find the video that you want, and you hit play like any other YouTube video. Ooh. Well, for some reason, my computer decided to run a virus scan. I'm gonna have to quit that. Make it go away. It still won't show me the. What do you got going on over there?
I'm just looking through the news.
I'm just gonna keep switching back and forth between windows here, trying to figure out why this isn't working. Maybe I changed. Nope, that did not work either. I think I'm going to stop this local recording. Just going straight to the live stream. None of that silly local recording nonsense. Because who cares about that? That's not for the people. That's for me. We're all about the people here on this show. The people, the community, the fans, our countless throngs of adoring public. I get the feeling like you think I'm being silly.
No, I'm just looking at so the Russians got banned from
Yes.
I think it was just the track team
Yeah, the
got
track and
banned
field
from
team.
excuse me, track and field team. Excuse me. Let
There's
me
a
make
lot,
sure.
dude. There's a lot to the field part of the track and field.
Yes, I used to do the field part of the track and field.
I thought you
But when
did.
you say track, it automatically includes the field part. Nobody is like, "Oh, well shit, you throw the javelin, so you don't count." We didn't mean you. You can still go shot put.
Actually, there is.
You're the long jumper. You're good. You
Actually,
run the
dude.
100 hurdles. You're out.
There is a thing, gonna be a thing where if you can prove that you're clean and that you have been clean, they'll let you compete as an independent athlete. That matters, right? No?
Sure.
You know, I should probably fire up all my sounds and everything and stop dicking around.
I was still trying to find a clip of Drago from Rocky 4. Because oh, there's one. That's the one I'm looking for.
I must break you.
Yeah. How did you know? That's it.
Because that's the only thing that he says that matters.
I'm really impressed that you remember that though, because I couldn't think of. I knew there was a line at some point that he said, but no idea what it was.
News I must break.
And I
you.
just found it right as you were saying it, so it's kind of funny.
Why were you looking for that? I still can't hear it, you know.
Russia.
Oh, you're gonna send it to me to play it. Is that right? Oh, I am so annoyed by this. Well, that doesn't work. That doesn't make any sense, though. Why would it let me... That's a sweet infinity shot, though, for anybody watching.
Does it include me picking my nose?
It
And
does.
wiping off my shirt?
It does now, yeah. You're huge on the screen right now.
I'm huge everywhere.
I don't get it.
Every conceivable way.
This is excellent content that we're producing right now.
It's actually all the funny stuff happened before you turned on stuff.
Oh, that's because it was super broken before then. Now it's only sort of broken. So sorry for anyone watching this.
Can't you tell if anybody's watching?
Yeah, I could. I just don't want to.
You just don't want to go and bother to find out that nobody's watching?
Either I'll feel bad and guilty and sad that I'm producing such terrible content, or I will feel sad and depressed that no one's tuned in.
Well, how would they know to tune in? It's not like we do it at a regular time and that there would just... It's not like we have droves of fans just waiting next to their phone for an alert to go out that we're about to go live.
Well, they should be.
Certainly. I'm not disagreeing with you there, but they're not. I'm saying.
Well, that didn't work either. Now everyone's looking at a blank screen.
Oh, that's awesome.
It is. Guys, I think I'm just going to have to go with it and then open up a support ticket. you can all just bear with me and deal with having nothing to look at but our pretty faces.
Oh well.
And by that I mean my pretty face and Bill's silhouette against the,
Yeah.
whatever the hell the storage shed he's living in. I'm going to get back to the task at hand of producing the audio content, which is, the thing we actually care about here.
That's not a bad idea.
Oh, hey, do you want to hear the intro, or are you just going to trust me?
I don't care.
So by saying that you don't care, you're saying that you trust me, or that you don't care if I've screwed it up?
Both. How about I'll make you feel better and say both.
Such an asshole.
Yeah. Yeah. I am.
Every day, I am hustling. Every day. Every day. Every day, I'm hustling. There's the theme song. I found it. Did it fix it? Nope, still broken.
What are you working on?
Well, I've got all the sound and everything. Ooh, shit, I don't have all the sound and everything. But so I was trying to clear up. XSplit keeps popping up a thing that says, you're using a lot of your CPU. You might have some performance issues. And I'm like, well, I shouldn't, because I've got so much memory.
That's what my computer does. Like, I'll have the internet running and a word processor open, and then it'll be like, you're using 93% of your memory. It's
Okay.
like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, how much did you spend on your computer? Just ballpark.
400.
Okay, I spent 5 times that much on my computer. I should not be
you
having.
did it like a couple years ago.
Yeah, but that doesn't.
So we're in the same ballpark.
We're totally not.
I know, but
I'm so
it
annoyed.
pisses you off. So
So irritated by this. I need to find the intro music. So the intro, all told, including the music to the point where I'm going to fade you out, is about 45 seconds.
Can't use that much music.
It's not. No, like all of it,
Okay.
clips
Okay.
and music,
Okay.
all together.
Okay, well, let's start and we'll just do it because
Are you ready to do
this?
this?
It's a practice run today, anyway.
Isn't? What the hell did I
Huh?
call it? Apple. Why isn't it here?
Why isn't what here?
There it is. Why? Nothing. I found it. Everything's fine. Everything's
It's
fine.
the Apple article.
No, it's the name. I nothing. Don't even worry about it. Nope, stream's still broken, and I'm going to give up on it now and stop caring because we got a show to do, son. Okay, we've been trying to get this going
Got
for
a
a long.
show to do, son.
Got a show to do. We're gonna do this show, and it's
Giant sigh. How I feel about everything these days.
We're gonna do it so hard. Yes. For real. Do it live. Okay. Are we ready? I haven't looked at the notes since you've gotten after it. Is it looking good?
All right, I haven't really done anything. I've got a little bit of an intro. That's about it.
Dude, I can't wait to talk about game developer Barbie.
It looks like they started off designing a hacker Barbie and then decided that wouldn't be.
It's probably a bad idea.
Appropriate or something.
Probably not appropriate to have hacker Barbie. Okay, that's gonna go away. I'm ready. Are you ready? So ready.
Sure.
Okay.
How am I? Is this blah blah blah? Is this the right sound?
You sound fine. You're
okay.
Loud. Dude, I got new headphones.
New headphones. You got what?
New headphones.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Okay. Ready to do this in 3, 2, 1.
I usually like to strut into the office on a Monday and look at the playlist today. It's called the Fashion Runway Strut. That's all about me. It's right here, okay?
But sometimes you've typed a whole message and then you realize at the end that you're totally lacking in emojification. And so we've provided the solution. When you tap on the emoji button, we'll highlight all the emojifiable words there, and you can just tap, 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 and emojify.
Monsieur Hamilton.
Monsieur Lafayette.
In command where you belong.
Are you saying no sweat? We're finally on the field. We've had quite a run.
Immigrants, we get the job done.
So what happens if we win?
When are the rest of us going to be able to go see Hamilton? That was Hamilton, right?
That was Hamilton.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear it's great. Everybody hears it's great, but we don't get to see it because we don't live in New York. What's the difference between an assault rifle and assault weapons? Can you tell me that? Hey, how about the difference between terrorism and hate crimes? Unfortunately, that's what everybody's talking about this week. I wonder why. Seriously, though, every time I go on social media, people are arguing over those questions. We'll get to it, sure, but we're also going to temper it with some stupid shit. So come along and join us on this half-assed version of Into the Third.
1, 2, ready, go.
I hope you keep a picture of me.
Hello and welcome to episode 70 of the Into the Third podcast. It's your source for news, nonsense, and entertainment in the Great Northwest. It is Friday, May 17th, 2016. Bill, I missed you.
Missed you too. And let me clarify. It's only half-assed because of my efforts. You put your full ass in.
My whole ass.
I only put a small, very small, minute portion of my ass in, and so that's why we only have the half of an ass.
Well, you know what? I'll take half your ass any old day. Hey,
This
so
is immediately getting inappropriate.
what better way to start it off by butt jokes? Hey, I have a question for you.
Who's got 2 thumbs and something along those lines?
Actually, I just want you to. Do you hear that?
Yeah.
Do you know what that is? Do you know what that is?
That's a beautiful sound.
Those are my house keys. I have house
I hate
keys.
you so much.
I am a homeowner. It's fantastic. We signed on I don't know. Wednesday was it? No, it was Monday.
Tuesday.
Monday or Tuesday.
When we were originally going to do
we
this
were gonna,
show.
Yeah, we
Not the second.
not the second time we were going to do the show, but the first time we were going to record the show that we're doing now on Friday. We signed.
This would be the third attempt.
I've never signed my name. I signed my name more during that sitting than I ever have the whole rest of my life combined.
Sounds about
My
right.
entire soul now belongs to my mortgage.
Yeah, I went through that process a few weeks ago. I'm still about a week and a half or 2 weeks away, and I just can't believe that we're 2 months into this process, and they're still occasionally coming up to me and being like, "Hey, we need you to hurry up and go get this taken care of." It's like, we've been doing this for 2 months, and just now you're like, "Oh shit, we didn't get this." Aren't I paying you because you're the professionals?
I was really lucky. My loan officer was very. There were some rush moments. Like, oh crap, we didn't know we needed this particular thing, and we had to spend all night collecting particular information. But that's because we were sort of rushing the timetable to try.
And I've been trying to do that too. But,
yeah.
No, I've gotten the impression that I think my loan officer used to be a used car salesman, but that's probably not fair because I'm still obviously new to this process, so I might not be judging it fairly. But I'm just really ready for it to be over with.
Well, I do have one thing to bitch about, and I know your situation's worse, but I'm gonna bitch anyway. A couple of weeks ago, there was a big like the whole neighborhood has a garage sale, right? And so we had to sell all our stuff because that's when all the people were going to be coming around looking to buy stuff. And part of what we were selling includes all my office furniture.
Oh,
Kitchen table and chairs and things, but most specifically relevant to my life. My desk is gone. I am recording this show with my computer on top of a socket set, 2 books underneath my mouse, on top of 2 end tables stuck together with my webcam taped to the wall.
And yet it sounds clear, and you look better than you ever have before.
Clear as a chorus of angels.
It's perfect.
It is.
And all we needed was for you to set your computer on a socket set. Well, at least, again, I pointed this out pre-show, but I'm going to go ahead and show it to you again. There's the pile of everything I own. There it is, right in the middle of this living room.
You're looking rather angelic, all backlit like that.
Yes, but that's just to hide the demon. That
Indeed.
Looks like a halo. It's not. The fires of hell. And we've got a list here.
We do. You know what else we have? We have music for that list.
Oh, yeah. That's not the right music.
Yeah, it is.
No. We had a different song that we were gonna play.
Oh. That's right.
Because this is a different list. We've never done this kind of list.
I have
before.
completely ruined everything. Hold on. It's this right here.
Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
Okay, that's enough.
Yeah.
Actual.
You can go back to the other list. Doesn't really work. Yeah. So this like I said, this is a little different. Normally we do like video games or movies or shit like that. But this time we've got 15 easy side hustles that you can start this weekend.
Dude, we're all hustling. This is fun.
Every day hustling.
Every
These
day.
are some of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard of.
And unfortunately, the viewers can't follow along with us because I've broken the stream somehow. So you're just gonna have to trust us that this is what the list actually is.
This is a Forbes list.
Forbes. You can Google it yourself.
Forbes came up with this ridiculous nonsense.
I've actually thought about this one. Number 1, remote English teacher. Because there's people in China that need to learn English. There's a huge demand for English teachers who have the patience.
There's people here in America that need
I don't need to be a remote English teacher. I can go down the street and find someone who needs English. You can usually make, apparently, according to Forbes, $25 an hour from people in places like Hong Kong, on sites like Indeed, and Learn for Good. I don't know how to...
anybody can do it. There's no screening process whatsoever.
I don't know how to teach anybody English. Do you? I don't know how to teach anybody anything. I can teach them how to play... I can teach someone how to play Mass Effect.
Yeah, I've got to figure out how to teach people how to write. Pretty soon, actually.
But the thing about that, though, is that you can just, like, walk down the aisle and pimp slap them when they're not paying attention. You wouldn't be able to do that with her.
That's what they're paying for, right? Smacked in the back of the head.
Exactly.
We do not use the Oxford comma and Associated Press style. You stupid smack.
I can just see you going. I can definitely see you walking down the aisle and screaming about.
There is a comma before etc. It doesn't make any sense because it means and other things, and you don't use the Oxford comma, but is in this case.
I need your help to learn English.
I actually had that argument like just 2 days ago with somebody.
It's only funny because of how passionate you're telling me about it.
Number 2, online dating consultant. I don't believe this exists.
This is horse shit.
Having expert advice for navigating Tinder, OkCupid, and Coffee Meets Bagel. I don't know what that one. That's a new one to me. Coffee Meets Bagel is something many people are willing to pay for. Some of the best dating coaches charge hundreds of dollars an hour for their video coaching.
Who is willing to pay anybody anything to coach them on an automated matchmaking service?
Yeah, I
don't
like
believe
it. I don't buy this one. I think this is bullshit. But then again, there was, remember those reality TV shows where they have the pickup artist? Like, do you remember that? That was like a little phase there for a little. I don't know if it's still going on, but they did have like these ridiculous pickup artists who would coach guys on how to pick up women. That's kind of what I envision here. It's clearly not what this is, but.
Dude, my McAfee site advisor thinks that Forbes might have dangerous or suspicious content. I believe it. Number 3.
Surprised with this list. I'm not sure. I don't think actually that this is a Forbes list.
Number 3, travel consultant. If you love to travel and find yourself frequently searching for airfare sales or browsing sites like Lonely Planet, try to monetize that knowledge as a travel consultant. Registered advisors apparently can charge upwards of $75 just to answer questions.
Or you could just like go to Reddit and ask a question. That's what weirds me out about this, because you could just like go to Yahoo Answers or Reddit or any of a million, Facebook. You could just type it into Facebook and say, hey, who's got a recommendation for travel to blah, blah, blah.
You can either pay a single person $75 to answer one question.
And you don't know about the quality
and you don't know their qualifications to answer it. Or you can just totally crowdsource it to the whole internet.
The way everybody else on the planet does. Number 4, Instagram marketing. If you have a sizable Instagram following, you could be approached by major brands and other businesses with products and services your audience might be interested in. You can charge a fee for featuring their product on your account. That's actually
this is real. This is a real thing.
That makes sense to me.
The trick is having,
because I'm not even like on Instagram.
The trick is having a sizable Instagram following.
Yeah, like in the multiple thousands, I guess.
Yeah, you have to have thousands of people.
You have to have hundreds of thousands of Instagram followers.
Yeah,
basically, you have to be at least a minor celebrity.
Yeah, internet famous. Okay.
Didn't you get excited? You got all excited because Chocolate Rain started following you.
Oh, that's right. I forget his real name
now. Chocolate Rain, are you listening?
Chocolate Rain. I'm totally followed on Twitter by Chocolate Rain Guy.
Whatever his name.
I forget his real name again.
How did you even know that was him?
Because I said, who's this guy following me? And I clicked on his thing and it says, I'm internet famous for doing Chocolate Rain and other creative content.
You might know me from that one thing I did.
And I did, because he was famous on the internet and also South Park.
That's awesome. I'm jealous, actually. Number 5.
Brew your own beer.
I'm depressed that I have to admit that I'm kind of just a smidgen jealous, because I have 0 super famous. I was going to say super famous. That seems wrong. I did see that he has like 350,000 followers.
He does, yeah. He has many followers. And he's going to see it. When this goes to the internet and Twitter gets the link on my account, he's going to see it in his feed. And if he thinks it's great, he might retweet it. We're going to be internet famous.
Guy. Listen up. That's the name of the...
Thank you so much.
Listen to this Chocolate Rain Guy. That's the name of the show.
I want to be known as the idiot on that stupid nerd show.
Yeah, sure. Well, don't we all?
Yeah. Number 5, brew your own beer. With patience and persistence, brewing beer yourself could result in a new brand. No, it couldn't.
Home brewing has become really popular over the last few years, but there's a big difference between brewing some stupid, gross beer in your house
with a Mr. Beer kit.
Yeah, with the Mr. Beer kit, than like being a legitimate brewmaster.
Yeah, well, what you would have to do is you would have to make a keg that you like, that you think is worthy of selling, and then you'd have to find someone to mass produce it for you, or you would have to hire people and get a business loan and set up your own microbrew.
Yeah, I mean, it's not something you can just do this weekend, though. If you never brewed a beer before.
Easy. This is not an easy hustle you could start this weekend.
None of these things are Like things that you could legitimately like. I'm just gonna go do this weekend.
I'm gonna develop a multiple thousands of Instagram followers and become internet famous and sell things on my and sell ad space on my Instagram account this weekend.
Number 6, tour guide. If you know your city well and enjoy meeting new people, get the best of both worlds by signing up for Uber and driving people around. No, by starting your own local tour business. You could earn hundreds of dollars an hour showing people around, or you could just fucking drive for Uber and not make $100 an hour, but still better than the fake money you're gonna make from this. This is the biggest bullshit.
Number 7, presentation design consultant. Now Forbes is stepping on my toes. There's a large market of business people that are more than willing to outsource their design and the design of their PowerPoint presentations. Company Presentation Panda is proof that you can turn your passion for design into a side business, or it's my career, and I'm sucking at it because of people like this.
Dude, if you can't do a PowerPoint presentation on your own, you should not be allowed to present anything to anybody because PowerPoint is pretty fucking straightforward.
Yeah. Well, no, because they got him. Dude, I made some pretty killer PowerPoint presentations in the past.
I believe it, but I'm just saying that anybody who's an expert enough on any topic to present presentation on that topic should be smart enough to figure out how to, put the graph in, and I don't know.
You know what? I bet someone made a PowerPoint presentation of 16 easy hustles they could start this weekend.
I think that might be what we're reading through this weekend.
Number 8, tutoring.
Show. Tutoring.
If you have a knack for standardized tests, you find that many parents are eager to pay upwards of $100 an hour for the right tutor to help their kids prep for tests. Yeah.
$100 an hour?
Yeah.
I don't care if my kid's that stupid. I might be willing to pay $30-$40 an hour, but
I believe
$100?
that particular part of this list was targeted at
people who actually have kids?
high school seniors.
Teaching online courses. If you have marketable skill as a developer, designer, or online marketer, hey, that's you.
Yep.
Sean, you could teach an online course.
I could go find an accredited university, become a professor or an instructor.
Or you could just start doing it on YouTube. If you want to do it, you could do it at the end of the show.
Yeah, I could.
I'm not going to stick around for it.
And somehow I would have to convince everyone that my video is better than the hundreds of others that all describe the exact same thing.
Well, I think we've gotten the gist of the bullshitness of this list.
No, they think you can
buy
buy
and
and
sell. Any others that you wanted to?
I know that they think you can you can turn a significant profit by buying and selling domains, basically being an internet squatter.
Who was it? Didn't somebody buy Google's? Didn't somebody get Google? No, it wasn't Google. It was
but no, I particularly want to talk about number 11. Number 11. You ready for this?
Wait. Do you remember that? Somebody bought Google or some web name, some URL not too long ago. It was some huge company and they bought it. Do you remember what that was?
I don't.
But they only owned it for like 3 minutes until they called them up and said, hey, we're going to buy it back from you.
Yeah.
Never mind. Ignore me. Ignore me.
Very good. No one's going to get that joke. Number 11, podcasting. If you can attract a regular audience for your podcast, quote, there's good money to be made from sponsorships and other digital product offerings. And then they give us price quotes regularly, $250 to $500 for a 30-second advertisements on relevant podcasts. Where are those people, and why aren't they paying us money to read stuff in between our segments? Easy hustle. Buy a bunch of recording equipment. Learn to use all the software. Find a co-host and a topic that you're passionate about this weekend.
Work on it for
a year and a half, 70 episodes.
And then find out that you could have just gone and done it this weekend.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm done with this list. Screw you, Forbes.
Yeah, that's
That was a fun change of pace, though.
It was funny.
Hey, do you want to go back to video games and bullshit next week?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, we got to listen to a cool song.
We did. Every day, I'm hustling.
So, normally we have a a title for this section of the show, but I apparently deleted it by accident. But let's get serious.
Are we going to get serious?
Yeah.
Why so serious?
I promised that we would at the beginning of the show.
No, I thought you had something else that you wanted to do before the serious news, so I was just waiting for you to.
No, well, there's an anniversary today. It's kind of a depressing one, and it kind of dovetails with what everybody's been talking about this week.
Oh God, it was the church massacre in
Charleston.
Charleston.
That was 1 year ago today. Apparently, there was a memorial service type deal over in South Carolina, right? Not North.
North Carolina, Charleston.
One of the
Carolinas.
And I think he's still not. I don't think he's been to trial yet.
Yeah,
these things usually take a little while.
They're still talking about the death penalty for him.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not really in favor of the death penalty in general. But if there was ever a guy who deserved it, he'd be one of them. Did your fancy new headphones not work?
No, they're hurting my ears.
Oh. But yeah, so that kind of dovetails with what everybody's talking about this week. What is the difference between a hate crime and a terrorist act? And does it matter?
I don't know if it matters. I mean, well, obviously we're already talking semantics, but terrorism, I think, by the definition,
is designed to inspire fear.
And a hate crime is inspired or
by your own hate.
Yeah, is designed specifically to harm somebody because of a feeling of hatred you have for them. I think terrorism.
But isn't the terror designed to inspire fear in people that you hate?
Yeah, but
I don't know. It's just I've seen the you've seen that meme that's Omar Mateen is a terrorist. Why isn't Dylan Roof a terrorist? I don't.
I think terrorism has a goal in mind.
Yeah.
So sure, the immediate goal is to inspire fear and cause damage and pain and suffering and horror in a population or amongst people, but with the ultimate goal of achieving something greater.
I mean, a hate crime could be something that you do. Like an act of terrorism is something that you want everybody to see, because the more people who see it, the more successful your endeavor to inspire the fear is. But you could just yell out a racist slur to somebody who's walking across the street. I guess that's not a hate crime. It probably should be, but so yeah, I guess that's kind of the big difference. So what's the difference between an assault rifle and an assault weapon? A toggle switch. The ability to go fully auto.
Yeah.
That's actually the difference.
Yeah. Okay. Do your thing, because I did some research this week.
No. Okay. Well, I'm curious. What did your research lead you to?
Specifically, that as far as the United States military or our legal system is concerned, there is no such thing as an assault weapon or an assault rifle, as of 2004, when the 1994 assault weapons ban expired. There was a law passed in 1994 that specifically banned specific types of weapons and defined what an assault rifle was.
And do you remember
in 2004? Yeah, there was it had to be able to go from automatic to semi-auto, and it had to have a certain number of rounds in its standard magazine, and it had to fire at a specific velocity, and it had to have all these different things, and it had to meet two of the requirements.
Well, I mean, I know that you can't buy a you can't, as a civilian, buy a fully automatic weapon. Not even one that toggles to fully automatic.
Right, I don't think so. You can.
But one of the defining characteristics, regardless of whether it's an assault weapon or assault rifle, is that it has a clip for, could have a clip with 30 rounds in it.
Yeah.
And that's really what allows you to go into if it's semi-automatic and you can pull the trigger faster than once per second, then you can walk into a building that's packed with people and they have limited places to run from you, and you can mow them down with impunity.
Right. Well, there's
what makes
that,
it
but
dangerous.
Even more, because you can walk into a place like that with a couple of handguns and fire off that many rounds.
Well,
I don't think
you can do that if you've got a handgun with an extended clip.
Yeah.
But you can't do it with a regular handgun that only holds 7 to 15 bullets.
Right. Now, and there's also talk about the size of the round and the velocity that it fires.
The velocity and the penetration. If you can go through multiple people, that's really helpful when people are packed in tightly.
Or when you're
trying
shooting,
to kill a lot of them.
when you're shooting through walls of a bathroom.
Sure.
And I'm not here to preach about guns. Guns are cool. Guns are great, and through and our right to bear them is fantastic. I'm not sold that there shouldn't be a vetting process for people to get licensed, and I don't think that you should just be able to walk on down to a gun show without a background check and buy a weapon like this. I think I don't.
If you have been interviewed by the FBI on multiple occasions, if you have been frequenting Islamic militant websites, if you have known ties, I understand the argument that it's a violation of your due process to some extent, because this is a guaranteed by our Constitution that you can buy a gun.
Yeah. Sure,
so
absolutely.
I understand,
and I don't,
but at the same time, is it a violation? I mean, I think it's reasonable that if you are on the FBI's radar to any extent for being a potential terrorist, that if you can't answer a few questions before you're allowed to buy a gun, then that if you can't satisfactorily answer these questions, like, why do you need a gun? Why are you friends on Facebook with Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi or whatever his name is, the head of ISIS?
Al-Baghdadi.
Yeah, I can't remember. But yeah, if you have multiple ties to terrorist organizations, I don't think it's ridiculous to think that maybe you shouldn't be allowed to buy a gun without a vetting process.
Well, that's the thing too that bugs me, is that they say not only was he was interviewed by the FBI more than once. Mm-hmm. They were aware of him as having these associations and ties, but didn't think that he was himself a terrorist. And yet when he shows up at the gun store, buys these things and looks for body armor, which they denied him, right? They didn't have it, and then they reportedly called law enforcement and said, hey, there's this weird dude trying to buy body armor and acting all shady. And a week goes by, and then this happens. This isn't a failure of any one thing.
Yeah, a lot of people dropped the ball in this.
And I don't. It's not fair to say that, well, God, guns did it, and it's not fair to say either that any one member of any law enforcement or anything, the whole system failed in this situation.
Well, and then you add in, going back to the terrorism versus hate crime. We found out about his potentially kind of secret gay life. Mm-hmm. Yeah, which really, to me, that was kind of my whole. That's when I started wondering, well, maybe this is more of a hate crime, like self-hate crime.
The things that we've learned about this guy have me in like I'm not convinced by any stretch that he's just a radicalized ISIS
radical Islam. Go say it, Sean.
Well, no, I mean
you gotta say radical Islam.
I do have to say radical Islamic terrorist, because Trump said I should say it. Yeah. But I'm not convinced that it's that, because if it were, he claimed to be a member of Al Qaeda and also Hezbollah and now ISIS, and they all three hate each other. Yeah. I don't think he knew what the hell he was talking about to begin with. I think he was probably looking for
delusional.
He was looking for a legitimate excuse to take out his rage on a specific group of people, I think,
well,
is what happened here.
And it really, when really obviously his anger was really toward himself.
I don't think that's too far-fetched. I think that's probably...
it seems pretty clear after this stuff came out that really who he hates was probably his father first.
Yeah.
for instilling in him such fear and hatred of the gays in the first place, and ultimately of fear and hatred of himself and his own instincts or proclivities or desires. How sad that it sounds like if he had just been allowed to be who he was,
maybe he would not have gone down this path of lunacy.
Yeah.
And I want to go out on a quick limb here because something bugs me a little bit about there's been more in this situation than in all of the previous 900 and however many shootings since Sandy Hook, of people expressing their condolences and their sympathies and keeping you in our thoughts and prayers and all that shit. And now people are getting angry at those people because for expressing that, because they are assuming that that's all you're doing, that you're not being active in your community, that you're not trying to do something beyond thinking about you. Good luck. Because that's the easy way out of, satiating your conscience.
It's because of cop-out.
Yeah, yeah. And so while I don't think it's a bad thing to express your condolences or that I am thinking about you. I've been thinking about it a lot lately since this whole thing happened, and it's miserable, and I feel very, very awful for what happened. I also urge everybody to try and do something, if it's small in your community or whether it's donating blood or money or time or effort to a cause that you care about. You should do it. That's it.
What else? Oh, hunting versus these guns are not made for hunting. I wanted to clarify that these are not guns. You could use them for hunting, but if you need 30 rounds to shoot a deer, because these are high velocity bullets that I can't think of anything else other than a deer or an elk or something like that you might hunt with these.
A bear.
Or maybe a bear. But I grew up hunting. You typically have three bullets, maybe one in the chamber. I think I remember. No, is it 2 bullets, 1 in the chamber? I can't remember. 3 or 4 total usually for hunting.
Well, no, people that need weapons like the ones we're talking about.
They don't need these.
People that own these weapons have them either for the actuality or the perception of safety in your home for yourself and your family, or hobbyists, people who enjoy shooting, target practice, and all these other things. Because it's hella fun. Shooting guns is way fun. But you should have to go through some sort of a process to say that no, I'm not a crazy person, and I'm not gonna kill somebody with this just because.
You can't. I don't know. I guess I feel like maybe the bar should be set a little bit lower for the hunting guns. I'm fine with that. You can't go in and mass murder a bunch of people when you only have 3 bullets to work with.
No, that's right.
But when we're talking about 30 rounds, high velocity bullets, that's different. And then also there's the people who say, well, the Second Amendment is there because we need to be able to protect ourselves from the government, and that's a fairly kind of an interesting concern. I kind of there's a crazy part of me that kind of gets that and understands it, but let's be honest. If you're going to interpret the Second Amendment that way, then first off, you can have one of these guns fully automatic with 100-round clips. Yeah. No, and there ain't shit you can do against a drone strike or an F-22.
It's a matter of principle.
Or a regiment of Marines.
Yeah. No,
you're insane. Is if that's your argument, then you should be in jail with the Bundys.
Yeah, well, no, it's a matter of principle that says you can have my gun when you pry it from my cold dead hands. And honestly, there probably wouldn't be enough left of you to do that with. But and that's a point of view. But I've long maintained that by the time they actually come for our guns, we'll stop caring about that.
Who's they?
Yeah,
who's going to come for our guns?
Well, the government. Because
when Obama knocks on your door and says, "Give me your guns."
No. I mean years and years and years from now.
During his third tenure as president, because he's running for president. He's not going to give it up.
No, it was back when the whole iPhone thing was going on, and I posit the theory that by the time, assuming that we did travel down a road that leading toward the disarming of our population, by the time we actually got there, it wouldn't matter anymore because they'd already be in our homes and our lives, and it's
going to be the robots.
Yeah,
that's what the robots are going to do. They're going to take away your guns.
So no, it doesn't.
Better kill those fucking robots.
None of it actually matters. It's just all speculation and fear.
Well, to go to the news on this, by the way, though, remember did you hear about the filibuster? The 15-hour gun control filibuster. So, Senator Chris Murphy, he said that his co-sponsored measure to expand background checks, along with Senator Dianne Feinstein of California, both Democrats, surprise, to prevent anyone on the terror watch list and no-fly list from buying firearms, which we just talked about. They're going to face resistance from Republicans.
Weird.
Who'd have guessed? Let's see. But he seems to think that there may be a chance. I can't imagine that he's living in reality. But maybe get it through the Senate. I don't see how it's going to get through the House. The Senate set to vote on Monday on a pair of Republican amendments from Senator Chuck Grassley, a Republican out of Iowa, and another guy from Texas, that would implement a 3-day waiting period on a gun purchase to give law enforcement officials time to block a sale in court. All four measured, the two sponsored by Democrats and two sponsored by Republicans, are expected to fail.
Yeah.
So another mass shooting, the largest in modern history, and you just can't get anything. You can't beat you got to admit, the NRA's lobbyists are the best in the business.
Yeah, they really are.
I wish they were handling my home purchase.
You'd have no trouble at all.
I bet I'd be all moved in and comfy by now if that was the case.
Probably.
But
surrounded with guns.
Surrounded with guns up to my balls. And then we've got a little news out of both Rio and Russia. Brazil's Rio state declares financial disaster before the games. The Summer Olympic Games.
I must break you.
Oh, that's the wrong. That's not. We're not there yet.
Oh.
We'll keep it queued up. We'll get to it in a minute. The acting governor of Rio de Janeiro state has declared a state of financial disaster, and not just because of all the poop in the water. He has more leeway. He wants more leeway to manage the state's scarce resources. Just less than 2 months before the Olympic Games, August 5th to 21st is when those are going to take place. Francisco Dornelles announced the decision on Friday. It will allow Rio's state government to change its budgetary priorities without disrespecting Brazil's fiscal laws. Brazil just seems to be in
they're having
out of
trouble.
Control.
They're having trouble down there.
I think I heard that the president, who is in absentia right now, has decided to go ahead and let there be a new election as well, or given her consent to a new election. But yeah, it just seems to be out of control. I kind of want to go visit just because it sounds like fun. All the chaos.
Yeah.
Seems like it must be entertaining.
A little bit of a disaster down there. How did they land the Olympics? Like how did they convince the world that that's a good idea? And I know the virus Zika hadn't happened yet.
Yeah, Zika,
I understand that.
Right, I didn't even think about Zika.
But
yeah, I think
like
they're
mess
notorious
of trouble.
for their carnival, right? That seems like a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, it's super fun. I mean, if I'm trying to go get wasted and have a real a wild experience, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure it really lends itself too well to the premier athletic competition in the world.
I don't know. I hear the Olympic Village can get pretty raunchy. Hey, it's all these people with like just glistening, sweat-covered muscles, and they're all gorgeous.
Yeah,
you can imagine there's a lot of sex going on.
Probably that's that, dude. It's not.
Everybody's
it's not
pregnant.
even. It's not the Olympic Games. It's the Olympic orgy.
Everybody's pregnant with a small-headed child.
The Olympics ain't over till everybody's pregnant.
Everybody's got Zika. Everybody's got pregnant. Everybody's got diarrhea.
Well,
everybody's
dude. You know
decapitated.
They're probably they're probably shipping in their own water for this thing.
Let's hope so.
They're not just gonna be out there drinking from the Amazon.
They're just gonna get a bunch of bottled water and pour it into the ocean or into the sea out there,
probably,
or the bay or whatever the fuck it is they're gonna swim in.
Do they have a bay? That's the Amazon River Delta, I think. It's what they have down there.
Dude, that's where the piranhas are.
I know, dude. Okay.
That's where that thing swims up your pee-pee and sticks the spikes in it.
Exactly, but this will make it so much better, these Olympics, if they do the kayaking competitions on piranha-infested Amazon waters.
Oh my god,
that would be, dude.
And like two kayaks pull up next to each other, and one of them starts jabbing at the other.
No, dude, I'm suddenly super pumped about kayaking and
there's a shark.
rowing.
There's a shark fin right next to him.
Yes. I don't think they have sharks, but definitely piranhas with lasers.
Yeah, there's the brackish water sharks.
I don't think that's a thing.
The Amazon River sharks. You never heard of the Amazon? Look up the Amazon River sharks while I talk about it with the Russians.
Okay,
and go ahead and play the Drago clip.
Here.
I must break you.
There.
In other Olympic news, the Russian athletes remember those Russian athletes that were banned from international competition in November? Yeah, apparently they're not going to be allowed to compete in the Olympics this year. Russian athletes remain banned from international competition, including the 2016 Rio Olympics in Rio. Athletic chiefs have decided not to lift the suspension, which was imposed in November following accusations of state-sponsored doping. But individual athletes can compete as neutrals if they prove they are clean. So you were correct about that. I hadn't heard that yet. But meanwhile, Russian pole vaulter Yelena Isin, I can't say that. She said she was going to challenge the decision in court, claiming it was a, quote, human rights violation. You know what? I'm with her. That was me banging my fist on the table. I should be allowed to compete in the Olympics. My human rights are being violated.
They are. Dude, you have a hard life, all this persecution you suffer.
It's rough being a white guy in America.
Yeah. White privilege is a fairy tale.
But no, I mean, I used to be able to throw the javelin like 30 or 40 feet.
Whoa.
So clearly, my rights have been violated. But I also did not dope any, at least recently, not in the last few months.
Right. You're getting over that steroid thing now, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm on so many drugs right now, but not steroids. So Russian President Vladimir Putin described the ban as unjust and unfair. Said that there would be unusual. What? There are universally recognized principles of law, and one of them is that the responsibility should always be personified. What? I don't know what that means. But
dude, I just had the worst time. I was you sent me to look up Amazon river sharks, and instead I found a list of the 10 most terrifying creatures in the Amazon.
Ooh.
And bull
That's
shark.
our list for next week.
Yeah. Bull sharks are on it.
I told you that there were sharks in the Amazon.
Yeah, I believe you. I believe you now.
You always think I'm full of shit. I am.
You usually are full of shit.
In this case.
All right, no, we're gonna save the rest of this for next week because it's horrifying.
And I think that's all I really had. Gonna go to Game 7 in the NBA Finals. LeBron James scored 41. They were down 3-1, and actually the Warriors had to come back from a 3-1 deficit to win over who are they playing in the semifinals. Oh, and now the Cavs have come back from a 3-1 deficit and going to Game 7. That's impressive.
Yeah,
so this is fun. I'm excited about
I don't know. I hate LeBron James. I don't know why.
You hate LeBron James. LeBron James is awesome.
I just don't like him.
He was in Trainwreck. Did you see Trainwreck?
No, I didn't see Trainwreck.
Amy Schumer. You got to watch out. People get shot in that.
Oh, okay. You know, I don't hate LeBron James because of any particular reason. I just don't like him. He's big and goofy, and he's really, really proud of himself, I think.
No, he's the greatest athlete in the world.
No, he's
so
not.
Maybe he should be.
He
that
is
dude
not the greatest athlete in the world.
Specimen, unlike
I am a physical specimen. Shut up.
No, but I mean, like, he scored 41 points 2 games in a row in the finals against, and I would have thought he was getting over the hill, but clearly he's not. So, and he's carried the Cavs because the Cavs can't do this without him, and he's getting them to the finals like every year. That's impressive.
Yeah, I'm pretty annoyed though because I really like Steph Curry, except for when he's throwing his mouthpiece and having a breakdown. Okay, are we ready? Are we ready to leave all this serious drudgery behind? Because I got a button I got to push when we're done with that. And yeah, here we go.
You're a daydreamer, a sass-mouth, and not infrequently a bit of a giggle puss.
Bill?
Yes, sir.
There is room in every sport for controversy. If it's not Deflategate, it's going to be Broomgate, because apparently there's big controversy in the sport of curling. Did you must have known about this because you sent it to me. Curling is beneath my radar. I didn't know that this was happening.
It's one of those Winter Olympics and Winter Olympic Games, and not many people pay too much attention to those in the first place. But it's not only is it in the Winter Olympics, but it's the most boring part of the Winter Olympics. So it doesn't have a real strong following.
But it's got its own name. It's Broomgate.
Broomgate. I sent it to you just because I thought it was kind of funny, but I'll be honest, I didn't actually read it.
Okay, so football has been rocked by the Deflategate scandal. Swimming banned full-body supersuits. Now the sport of curling has its own controversy called Broomgate, and the fuss centers on a new kind of curling broom. It's
filled
the
with
broom.
Cork.
Yeah,
it's filled with cork.
It's called.
It allows you to
brush harder and faster.
Brush faster.
The new broom is called the Ice Pad. It's a high tech equipment. What does it do?
You don't seem impressed.
I'm not impressed. This is bullshit. How do you get worked up about this? How does anybody get worked up about this? And how, furthermore, how do you decide you're going to make curling your career?
All right, here's the thing. If you want people to watch curling, then you need is the doped upest athletes that have ever existed. You need them all to have. I mean, like, legalize every competitive advantage. No holds barred curling is what I'm looking for.
Where they just beat the hell out of each other in between the throws.
Huh?
Where they just beat the hell out of each other with their sticks.
Yeah, I mean they need to be able to throw down and I'm trying to think of other funny things that could, but just curling's so interesting that my brain just shuts down when I see it.
Okay, you know the problem with this is that before they can tell us what the controversy is, they have to spend about 350 words describing what curling is.
Yes, because nobody actually pays enough attention to curling to really understand. I mean, I know that you brush in front of where the stone is going to get it to, and you can try to curve the curl in certain ways by brushing off to the side or this way or that way. But that's all I know.
Yeah, the way you brush in front of it makes it go different
It's going
ways.
too fast. You stop brushing and it slows down.
Yeah, because friction and stuff. Yeah. But okay, so not only do they have to explain what curling is, then there's another 350 words.
And then they have to wake you up.
And now
and try to convince you yet again that you should care enough to finish this article.
There's another 2 giant paragraphs talking about the physics of sweeping ice and friction. I don't even care, dude. This is
so okay. Bottom line, we'll clear this up for you real quick. There's what's the word? There are people upset about something that's going on in curling. There's a scandal. A scandal. That's the word I'm looking for. There's a scandal in curling. If you care enough to look it up,
go to Gizmodo because there's a really arduous article about it. Thanks for trying, though, Gizmodo.
Yeah, we were curious. You just didn't get to the meat early enough.
Much more fun.
Yes, I'm excited about this.
Mattel's game developer Barbie. She can actually write code, and that's not even the best thing about her.
Wait, she can actually write code?
That's what it says.
Like I said before, she looks like it looks like they started off developing a hacker Barbie, and they decided that wasn't appropriate or something, or I don't know, with the thing that they have on her head.
Well, that's definitely a gaming headset, and she's got an iPad in one hand, and looks like a little sketchbook.
I was thinking telemarketer Barbie.
Well, you may remember that according to Mattel's book, Barbie, I Can Be a Computer Engineer, Barbie was actually a very, very bad at being a computer engineer.
Oh, was she?
Yes. If you didn't hear about it, didn't hear about this at the time, you might be thinking, it couldn't have been as bad as all that. But trust me, it was as bad as all that. Women in computing careers, stuff. Mattel's book was a huge step backward, back to when Barbie declared, math class is tough in 1992. Basically, they're trying to use Barbie as chicks can be nerds too, and also hot.
Sure. I think she's got the glasses. She's got a kind of a frumpy coat. Sure,
yeah.
She definitely looks like she spends too much time on the computer.
Yeah. So no books to go with her this time. But the beginning of June 2016, Mattel released Game Developer Barbie, and apparently she's kind of awesome. She's wearing jeans, sensible shoes, and a T-shirt that's nerdy and kind of cute.
She carries around a pad. Smart pad.
Yeah, and she has a laptop that is laptop colored because women can actually use tech products that aren't pink. No pictures of Ken.
Can they?
No. Yeah, they can. They actually can if Game Developer Barbie is any indication. Even more important than her newfound programming prowess, Game Developer Barbie learned the same lesson we tried to impart earlier, that making a game is more than just about writing code. Involves storytelling, art, graphic design, and there's all kinds of cool shit to go with it. I don't know. I'm not sure if this is something I would buy for Audrey, because I kind of want her to be an MMA fighter.
You need the Ronda Rousey Barbie.
Yeah, I'm going to get her the Ronda Rousey action figures, and that's what we're going to play with. And Ray Lewis going to be a linebacker. She's gonna play the contact sports. None of this sensible shirt and tech colored technology.
Speaking of contact sports, sad week last week when Muhammad Ali died. What with the Parkinson's and whatnot, maybe all the contact sports for your daughter that you care about.
Well,
not the greatest idea, but
she'd be wearing helmets. There's technology.
Oh, does that help?
Yeah, it does. It helps you be a linebacker. Now, with all the technology that Game Developer Barbie is producing.
You can't really be that stupid, can you?
No.
you know.
No, Katie would never let her play football. No. I don't think.
I don't think I'd let you go play football.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd let. Yeah, never mind. Let's not go there.
The best story of the day, though, comes to us from CBS News. Apparently, CBS is who we decided to let them tell us about it. Anonymous hacks pro-ISIS Twitter accounts and fills them with gay pride.
Yes, not gay porn. Very, very important distinction. They did not put any gay porn on their site. Although I wish they had. They were classy enough.
Yeah.
To just fill their site with gay pride flags. And
and that's different from what I initially heard too. I had heard that it was a bunch of illicit material. That
there are photos of two men laying in bed together.
No, I mean
snuggling, but
actual
it's not like
stuff.
You're not seeing full penetration or anything.
No, not full penetration.
In response to the Orlando mass shooting, the hacker activist group known as Anonymous has hacked into dozens of pro-Islamic State in Iraq and Syria. Is that what it is now? ISIS accounts, Twitter accounts, and infused them with gay pride. According to CBS San Francisco. While San Francisco-based Twitter did not admit that the accounts were hacked, images of the hacked accounts and the Twitter account responsible for the hacking suggest otherwise.
Yeah.
We condemn the use of Twitter to promote terrorism, and the Twitter rules make clear that this type of behavior or any violent threat is not permitted on our service. A Twitter spokesman told CBS San Francisco on Wednesday. Since the middle of 2015 alone, we've suspended over 125,000 accounts for threatening or promoting terrorist acts primarily related to ISIS. 125,000 accounts shut down because they're related to ISIS and promoting violence.
That's a
crazy.
lot of accounts.
just since the middle of last year, just for about a year now.
Yeah.
Anonymous hacker at Wachula Ghost has been hacking pro-ISIS accounts since at least March 2016, but possibly earlier. Around June 7th, the at Wachula Ghost account was posting pornography-related images and slogans such as "I love porn" and anonymous to pro-ISIS accounts. Apparently, he's toned it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Got a little classier since then.
So I do wonder though, what does Wachula Ghost do? Like, does he go to work in the morning and he does whatever he does at work, and then come home, he makes himself dinner, and he sits in front of a dark computer screen and thinks to himself, "I'm gonna hack some ISIS Twitter."
Well, that's what game developer Barbie does in her office.
That's right. I forgot about that. That's actually part of Mattel's kit.
If he gets to it later on in the article.
Yeah, that's in the book. That's in the book that they're writing.
Right. Yeah. So go check it out. It's kind of funny.
I can't decide if I like Anonymous or don't. But when they do stuff like this, I'm like, yeah, that's all right.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Sometimes they get a little full of themselves and up their own butts, but
sometimes they are way too far up their own ass. But other times they do things that are worth
at least worth laughing.
Yeah,
at
worth a good chuckle and a nod.
Like I'm all for this kind of approach to, because this might be a little racist. We've already established a long time ago on this show
You're
that
totally
I'm a little bit racist, but I don't know of too many Muslim, like, it seems to me like Muslims could use a little bit more of a sense of humor. I might be completely wrong about this because I've only known a few Muslims over the years. I'm not averse to it in any sense. I'm not in favor of
racist
of banning Muslims. I'm not in favor of that. I'm fine.
You do think they have no sense of humor though.
But I question whether they have a well-developed sense of humor.
Just categorically as a religion.
But at the same time, all I know about them is like stereotypes. So I can't really. I haven't heard. It's like what's that joke? You know, what's the shortest book in the world? Italian war heroes or something like that. Well, I'm wondering if it could fall, the shortest book in the world, Muslim comedians. How many Muslim comedians have you heard of? I don't know of any of them. I actually looked up Muslim comedians and I did find some, and I watched their videos, and I did not think they weren't funny. So if anybody knows of any Muslim comedians who are funny, feel free to send me a link. I'd be happy to eat my words here, because I am curious. But I think I think this would piss them off, whereas people with a good sense of humor might think it was kind of funny.
God, we just get deeper and deeper into your racist tendencies every single show. You don't like Idris Elba playing your white gunslinger, and you don't like Muslims because you don't think they're funny.
I've been consuming the Dark Tower series, and I've been imagining Idris Elba as the gunslinger the whole time, and it's helping. I think I'm getting there.
You're slowly getting over your white supremacy.
I've said this before, but what bothers me about it is that I feel like this is the first time they've done it. Like, maybe if this was a reboot and they'd done it already, it wouldn't bother me at all. But I feel like they're trying to make a statement or something instead of just making the best version of it you can. And I've been waiting for this for a long time. So I don't want it to be part of an agenda other than making the best version of the Dark Tower.
I hope Idris Elba makes the best version of the Dark Tower you can possibly hope for.
I suspect he'll be really, really good.
I do like Idris Elba a lot. I mean, even though he's black, right?
Right, exactly. I mean, it's hard to get over.
It's hard to get over.
I don't even see that anymore. But no, I like Idris Elba. I've liked him ever since The Office. I just it just had never occurred to me until
was he on The Office? Oh,
yeah,
the British Office.
Yeah. He plays oh shit, what's the name of the character?
The British Office.
Michael quits or something, and they bring in an outside manager to run the office, and he's an asshole. He plays an asshole really well, which means he will be really good at Roland, because Roland is an asshole more than anything else. He's very good at killing people, but he's also a complete and utter asshole.
You know what? I think he needs a new catchphrase. Something like this, maybe.
You've been naughty.
Then he'll kill him.
Now who's being racist?
Oh God!
I don't know what that means.
It's because he's black too.
Yeah.
See, I got the joke. It's just that I didn't mean to make that joke. That was.
Okay. So we've only talked about this a million other times. So let's move on from Idris Elba. Idris, if you're listening, I don't have anything. I'm fine. I like you just fine. Don't be offended.
I don't think he's listening. I don't think he cares about us.
It's possible. He could be one of the three.
There's more than 3 people. There's like 7 or 8.
Yeah, I mean, we did kind of take a bit of a hiatus there.
A little bit. Hey, it's time for this.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Hey, so Entertain Me is brought to you by Legends Barbershop. Cutting hairs in Pullman since 2016. You guys get this one for free. Bandwidth costs money. Send me that scratch. Actually, no. I did this for fun. Shalane is fantastic. She was the only one I'd let touch my head. When,
hey, you see this hair right here?
There. Did Shalane cut that hair?
This is Shalane hair.
Nice. Very good. No, go over down to Legends Barbershop on Grand Avenue if you are in or around the Pullman area and get your hair cut by someone who knows what they're doing. It is. Oh no. So yeah, dude,
she will take care of you. Just tell her that Sean and Bill sent you, and she'll hook you up.
She will.
I promise she won't cut you on the skin. She'll just cut the hair part.
Yeah,
not the skin.
Not on the skin.
Won't stab you in the eye while you're not looking either.
Do you watch Samurai Jack?
I did a couple of times, a few times.
So I want to know if this is a surprise to you. Samurai Jack, which is it's an anime about violence and death and blood and.
It's about a samurai warrior who gets. It's kind of like Quantum Leap meets Samurai Warrior anime.
Would it surprise you to find out that the new season is going to be full of darkness and anger?
Not even a tiny bit, because it's a dark and angst-filled cartoon.
Yeah, well, apparently it's going to be even more so.
I think that's actually the right angle to take with it.
Yeah, the image of Jack in this one, that's what happened, is that we got a picture. Looks much harder edge and angry than we've seen him. It's not a mistake. Apparently, reports from the panel explain that new series will take place in another 50 years in the future, so he's going to be all old and stuff. And we're going to talk about what happened in the intervening 5 decades. I don't think that's not a very good sentence. In the interim, the 5 decades in between when we left and when we are now, living under Aku's rule. I'm not familiar with the story. I'm not familiar with the story, so you're going to have to fill in the blanks.
Aku is like the demon that he's trying to fight the whole time, and he's like jumping around through time and space, and there are moments of amusing stuff, but there's kind of a dark undercurrent throughout the entire show, and I think it's kind of a stretch to think that it's going to be darker just because there's this one new image that they saw, but I wouldn't have a problem with a darker version of Samurai Jack, because it was a little bit, there was a kiddie element to it that was a little too sweet.
Wasn't Samuel L. Jackson in that?
No, you're thinking of Afro Samurai?
Afro Samurai, that's right.
What it's called? Yeah.
That's right.
I was worried I was just being racist.
No, I think that's actually right.
Is it Afro Samurai? I don't want to say this and have that not be it. But I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
You know what else we got? We got some Netflix. Netflix happened, and it's new month, June.
And it's actually from the right time. Remember last time I had a list from Netflix, and you were like, "This is from like 6 months ago."
Yeah, well, we're getting there's 36 on this list. I don't want to look at all of them. We got Orange is the New Black is coming. All of the Jurassic Parks except for the new one. And I love that they felt the need to individualize them in the slideshow. There's Jurassic Park 1, and then there's Jurassic Park The Lost World, and then there's Jurassic Park 3. What else we got?
Any other good ones? Mine, it's still loading for me. So
there's that.
Orange is the New Black.
Yeah, you know what I'm excited about is Rock the Casbah.
That's already up.
June. It's available June 1st.
Oh yeah, right. Because
I just haven't watched it yet.
That would make sense.
Yeah. It didn't do very well, but
no. But it's Bill Murray, so
it's Bill Murray, so I'll watch
anyway.
it. A Walk to Remember. I don't want to watch that. Not even a little bit.
I don't know what it is, but it sounds like something I don't want to watch.
There's that J. Edgar. That's that the one finally got him.
With
DiCaprio, his Oscar.
DiCaprio. Oh, did you know DiCaprio's got to go? He's got to. What do you call it when you're in court and you testify? He's going to testify in court for. Remember the Wolf of Wall Street? Did you ever see the Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah, no, I didn't. But
that was a great movie. Yeah. But I could see you not seeing it. Don't watch it with your dad. It's worse than Deadpool. So don't watch it with your dad. But he's gonna be testifying in that guy's, and something to do with that guy's case.
Nah.
Maybe parole or some shit like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, no, because he says that the guy that inspired the movie thinks that they ripped him off. I guess. I don't know.
So, you're in prison.
Yeah.
You lose all your rights. We can go to prison.
No, there's a bunch of stuff. Go check it out. It's apparently. Did you know TV Guide was still a thing?
I just kind of assumed TV Guide was only on the internet.
It is. Well, no.
God's
you can still
name
get
would
it.
actually get a TV Guide delivered to their home.
You can still get TV Guide delivered to your mailbox.
Yes, but you shouldn't.
You should not. But you could.
Should just get an internet connection, and the money that you save on not getting TV Guide delivered to your home,
you know what else I'm gonna watch? The new Sin City, the second Sin City movie that reviewed terribly and everybody hated it, but it's finally coming to Netflix, and I loved the first one, so I'm gonna have to see it.
You know what? I went back and tried to rewatch the first Sin City, and I did not think it was good.
Oh no!
I thought it was really cool the first time, just because it was like so noir.
Dude, I love that stuff. I
mean it was cool at the time, but going back and rewatching it is not as cool this time around.
It's still as cool. You're just less cool than you were at the time that you thought it was cool.
I am getting less cool as I get older.
I've noticed that. Every day I get a little bit less cool.
Well, you're also a parent now, which automatically means you're not cool.
So yeah, go over and check that out at tvguide.com or literally anywhere that they do coverage of Netflix. You know what it's time for? Because we gotta move this along.
Yes, let's please.
It's time for this. It's time for Top 5 for the weekend of June 10th through the 12th. That's last weekend. I gotta rub something in your face a little bit when we're done here.
Oh, do you now?
I do.
I hope it's what I think it is. Go ahead.
Number 1, in its first week on the chart, grossing $40.4 million, The Conjuring 2.
76% and 87%. This one was a really popular scary movie, the first one, and apparently the second one is also scary and also well-reviewed, at least. Reprising the roles, Oscar nominee Vera Farmiga, Up in the Air, and TV's Bates Motel, and Patrick Wilson from the Insidious films star as Lorraine and Ed Warren, who, in one of the most terrifying paranormal investigations, travel to North London to help a single mother raise 4 children alone in a house plagued by malicious spirits. Well, that's just fraught with potential scariness. Sounds great. I know you won't watch it, but I like scary movies.
Yeah.
We actually just bought the first Conjuring. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm excited about
that. Number 2, and also in its first week on the chart, totaling domestically $24.1 million, Warcraft.
With one of the most widely disparaging margins that I've seen on here. 29% critics, 82% users.
Nice.
That's actually, that 82 is all fanboys.
Dude, it might
all
be,
fanboys.
but I completely don't care. I've heard reviews from both all of them from people claiming to not have any idea about it, and people who it's just one of the most widely. There's such a wide gap between the people who like it and the people who hate it.
I mean, it looks terrible. Let's be honest. I'm still gonna see it.
It does
and I'll
not.
probably enjoy it, but it looks terrible.
But
like from a completely objective perspective.
From a completely objective
as bad
perspective, we are totally getting a sequel.
No,
Absolutely.
and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with it. Do as many. Just keep doing them until they get good.
But do you know why we're getting a sequel?
Because they already started making it?
No, because the foreign gross.
Oh, China.
280 million in its first weekend, in no small part thanks to China, who has seen it worth $156.8 million worth of times.
Well,
Huge
and actually,
in China.
it's the same reason that Warcraft is getting a second movie is the same reason that Dr. Stephen Strange's mentor in Doctor Strange is a white lady instead of a Tibetan Buddhist monk or whatever he's supposed to be, right?
Well, that would be racist.
Hear that whole thing?
That would be racist, wouldn't it?
No, but that was the point. Is that if they put a Tibetan the way it's supposed to be in that role, that it'll offend the Chinese. That was their argument when people were like, "Why are you whitewashing this role? It used to be this old Asian guy," and they were like, "Well, it was supposed to be an old Tibetan Asian guy, and look at China. They have a lot of money, and we want them to see our movie because that's why we make movies."
That's also why the Mandarin isn't Chinese.
Yeah.
I mean, they say it's because twists and stuff, but really it's just because they didn't want him to be the most stereotypical Chinese.
Well, that's different
villain.
than the Chinese Tibetan thing, though. That's a very specific kind of interesting. That's
what is,
that's
did they not? What happened to there? I'm not familiar with that.
Okay,
history.
so the Dalai Lama, you've heard of the Dalai Lama.
Yes.
He's technically supposed to be the head of Tibet, but China owns Tibet, and they the Dalai Lama has not been able to go home since he was like 6 or something like that.
Well, that sucks.
Because, anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm
gonna have to look into that.
works, but I know that he rules from afar or whatever, or doesn't rule from afar, or however the case may be.
I'm interested in that. I will have.
There's
to
a lot
look
of
into
tension
it.
there between the Tibetans and the Chinese, apparently.
Also, in its first week, 22.3 million. Now You See Me Too.
Ugh. You liked the first one, didn't you?
I thought it was all right. I mean, it wasn't a really good movie, but it was clever and special. Like not really like clever and interesting. And Woody Harrelson is God. Anything Woody Harrelson done.
I can't argue with that. Woody Harrelson is God, but Jesse Eisenberg, I'm
over him.
that dude.
I'm really
I cannot forgive him for Lex Luthor. That was just the worst thing I've ever seen.
I can't forgive them for casting him.
He was by far the worst part of that.
They had no business casting him as Lex Luthor. I'm not gonna.
They're just like, oh shit, look at this git.
Yeah.
It's fair. Anyway,
Now You See Me Too.
34% and 65%.
Critics like
Probably
it more
only
than they
65.
like Warcraft, and users like it less than they like Warcraft.
Yes, and they only like it because they're all Woody Harrelson fans.
Yeah, well, I'm a super Woody Harrelson fan. Number 4 in its second week on the chart, made 14.3 million for a total of 60.6. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows.
Yeah. Apparently, the critics actually like it better than they like Warcraft. 37%. But the users only think it's worth the 56.
Yeah.
It's got Will Arnett in it. Gotta love that.
Yeah.
I like Arnett.
That's good.
I don't know
Will
if
Arnett.
I'll go pay to see a movie, a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie. But I might put it on in the background when it comes out on.
When it finally makes its way to streaming, I'll put it on while I do something else.
Right.
And finally, number 5 in its third week on the chart, it made 9.9 million for a total of 136.2. X-Men Apocalypse.
48 and 73%.
Really?
Have you seen this?
No.
It's all right.
I haven't yet. I finally got around to Civil War.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think we've talked since you saw Civil War or Deadpool.
They were good. Really, really good. Both of them.
They were both really, really good.
And I would really, really like to watch them all over and over again. And I
rewatched Deadpool over the weekend for the first time, and I watched the unrated version or whatever that's on demand because I was up in Sandpoint hanging out. I actually tried to get my dad to watch a little bit, and he watched the first 5 minutes, but he was like on his way to bed. I don't.
It's probably better that way.
Yes.
My dad didn't.
What
like
I
it very
found
much.
in the second viewing was that the unrated version or whatever isn't gorier or sexier in any way necessarily. Just that they have a lot more kind of inside jokes that you only get if you're the fanboy like I am. So I don't know why that makes it an unrated version. That seems odd.
Are they dirtier jokes?
Maybe, but I mean, they've already set the bar pretty high or pretty low or whichever way it goes for dirty jokedness, and I don't think you go from an R to an unrated because of dirty jokes.
Well, it's unrated because they just put some more stuff in there and said we're not sending this to the censors.
Oh, sure. Okay, that makes sense.
If it were rated M or something like if it were like NC-17.
Yeah, that's what I want to see.
Yeah.
An NC-17
with penetration.
I want to see Ryan Reynolds' wiener going into something.
Dude,
I don't care what it is. It could be a watermelon.
Dude, it better be a watermelon. And now,
okay. Alrighty then.
We need to.
Oh wait, we have to talk about video games.
I know. How did we get to Ryan Reynolds having sex with a watermelon?
Your mind doesn't just naturally go there.
I used to be an adventurer like you.
I don't want to dwell on this too hard. I want to pick out my favorite bits. E3 happened.
That was them bits you heard at the top of the show, I'm guessing.
No, that was WWDC. That was something else.
What is WWDC?
Worldwide Developer Conference. It's Apple's own conference. They have stuff they want to tell us every year, so they have their own conference where they get up there and talk at us, and it's usually just a bunch of bullshit. Yes, E3, the Electronic Entertainment Expo. IGN has been kind enough to compile all of the things that we should be particularly interested in.
Oh, right. This is the one where everybody's freaking out because of the new Zelda game.
Yeah, new Zelda thing. And the thing about this, which is new all around, and that's why I want to talk about it more than anything, is that all of a sudden, now that it's available commercially, Batman Arkham VR
is apparently the shit.
That's the thing. Like there are games out here at E3 that are only functioning in the virtual reality space with
I did see something about how it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I didn't click on it.
It was not game of the show, right? Because they
really
Zelda, but Batman was nominated. So no, it's ridiculous because now we've got this whole new space where games are going to be being produced exclusively for virtual reality, and so pretty soon it's not just going to be the next gen consoles, it's going to be next gen consoles and headsets, and it's a whole new space of design, and it's crazy to watch, and I'm so excited that it's here.
Yeah, I'm excited about it too. I got to admit, I'm ready for a new take on first-person shooter. I'm ready for my first-person shooter to really feel like a first-person shooter.
Yeah. You should probably go pick up Overwatch.
That's all right. I've got a new game that I'm playing that's got to be as good as Overwatch.
What is it? Real quick, just what is it?
It is called Blacklight. It's one of those. It was a free download, but you can pay to upgrade your character.
It's a pay to win. It's a pay to win.
I have not done that. I do not do that, but I am playing it for free, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, winner of Game of the Show, according to IGN, obviously, The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. I heard a crazy thing that says Link actually speaks in this game. Sacrilege, right?
I kind of makes me wish I had some sort of Nintendo device to play this on. I'm assuming you have to have a Wii.
The Wii U.
Yeah. Well, then I'll never play it. I'm not going to buy a Wii U just to play one game.
You should, though. You should. You really should. Because then when I come out, we can play Smash Brothers. Runner-up, God of War. The new the PS4 exclusive God of War.
And I had God
looks
of War
ridiculous,
so long
and
ago.
he's got.
I played God of War so many years ago.
He's got like a crazy beard.
He looks old.
Kratos. He's got the beard, a beard of the gods.
He looks old as shit.
Best Xbox One game doesn't matter to anybody on this show, but they're gonna call it Dishonored 2, which I was actually really like. I really wanted to play Dishonored back when it was Dishonored 1. Is it good?
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Never got to play.
I did not buy it. Just rented it for a while and played it. But
runner-up was Sea of Thieves, which looks like a badass pirate game. This one matters a lot to you. Best PlayStation 4 game. What do you think it was?
The upcoming new PlayStation 4 game?
Yeah, we've talked about it before. Coming out February.
Dawn Horizon.
Horizon Zero Dawn. Yes.
I'm watching a little video of the Zelda right now. It looks pretty beautiful.
Yeah. And best PC game, to my chagrin, Battlefield. Nobody gives a shit. I'm so freaking sick of the Battlefield and the Call of Duty and all the things. Just over it. Every year, it's you know what I sound the people who buy the new Call of Duty every year or the new Battlefield every year are the opposite side of the coin to my ass that buys the new Madden every year. It's just different. So
yeah, and I know both of you guys.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're both stupid. And you should try other stuff every now and then. Every now and then maybe pick up a Battlefield.
Yeah, well, you
not
should.
Not that you'll ever be allowed to get a new console.
No, well, dude, my diaper.
That's what you got the computer for.
I know, no, I got the computer to do work.
I know.
It just also plays games.
Right.
Titanfall.
But my point is that I can't play games with you when you're on the computer.
Right.
Because I'm not a PC gamer.
Oh, and also
one of these days I'll join the master race.
You will. You an unwashed plebeian. Best Wii U game. The only nominee was Legend of Zelda. Guess what? The winner was Legend of Zelda. And then they break it down. Yeah, and then they break it down further into categories: best games, best RPG, best shooter, best this and that, and everything else. And it's a fun little read if you're into games. Go check that out. Gears of War 4 was nominated for best shooter. I love Gears of War. Gears of War was a lot of fun.
No, it wasn't.
Shut up! You're such a Debbie Downer. But hey, now the moment that I've been waiting for.
Only about the stuff that you like.
The moment that I have been waiting for.
Is it?
WWDC happened. And before we get into the actual thing, Samsung is a prick. Did you know that?
Yeah, I heard something about it on the radio, but I'll let you describe it to me.
In an interview with Adweek, Samsung's top global marketing exec insists that the company has goodness on its side when they make fun of Apple and Apple fans. Companies make fun of each other for all sorts of reasons all the time. Sometimes it's because they feel small, or because they're trying to get PR, or because they're trying to edge in on a market share. But you'll be relieved that Samsung has a different motivation when they mock Apple. In an interview with Adweek, to celebrate the company being named Advertiser of the Year at the Cannes, C-A-N-N-E-S, it's a place, Ad Festival, Samsung's top global marketing executive Young-hee Lee explained that the company has far higher motivations. Asked about how Samsung has fought Apple, we always relentlessly pursue what we think is right in technology. Our communications program is no different. If we think it is right, we pursue it relentlessly, which is why they make fun of Apple and people who buy Apple products, because it's the right thing to do.
Well, isn't it okay? And here's what I heard about. I was talking about something else completely. I thought this had something to do with what you're talking about. But Apple has apparently hit a new snag in China. Beijing's intellectual property agency has ruled that the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus violated a design patent by one of China's own smartphone makers. Authorities found that the older generation of iPhones looked too similar to a phone made by the company called Shenzhen Valley. As a result, Apple was ordered to stop selling the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus in Beijing.
Okay.
And I thought that had something to do with Samsung.
No.
Because Samsung, aren't they a Chinese company? I assumed that they were. I don't know.
I think they started off in Japan is where they started, but I don't think that matters too much either. What I just want to focus on with that little nugget is that China
we've already talked about how
is yelling at someone else for violating copyrights.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. Gotta admit, that's the counterfeit capital of the world.
Is really, really upset at Apple for violating a patent.
How dare you?
You know what? If Samsung had come out and been like, yeah, you know what? It's just all jokes and gags, and if you can't laugh at yourself, you can't laugh at anybody else, and I would buy that. I am totally on board with being joked at because I'm a fanboy of this and that or whatever else. I am a fanboy of numerous things, and if I can laugh at myself for being that, but don't it's we need to make fun of Apple and the people who buy Apple products because it's the right thing and we think it's the right thing to pursue, and
that is a little ridiculous.
It's like well, you're just an asshole, Samsung. But really, Apple has its own conference for a reason. They got shit to tell us. That is sort of self-centered, though, to think that we can. I mean, Blizzard does it, but they have multiple games and properties and communities. Apple's just like we've got phones and computers, and we have things that we're going to tell you about. And,
okay, I don't care about that. Tell me about what happened at the convention. I want to hear about why. I want you to try to convince me that Siri actually is better, and that I shouldn't yell and scream at her.
I'm not. Well, see, that's the thing, is that I'm not going to do any of those things. I'm sort of not really blown away by any of this, and you know why that is because we're not having any big groundbreaking technology right now. When Apple first did the iPhone thing, they were the first to do it. They had been working on that technology and made it amazing and perfect and gave it to us, and it was a game changer because it was new and we hadn't seen anything like it. And then the technology caught up to them. And people like Samsung and, God forbid,
I forgot to give my parents a house key. What if
is that you or is that me?
That is.
What if they try to climb in a window?
Can you get it?
That is an
but if
ad
Dad
playing.
tries to get through the docking
Oh my
doors?
God, CNET.
Oh, it's CNET. Okay, so I should expect it real soon then.
Yeah, probably. But now that technology has caught up and other people are producing the same kinds of things, cheaper, flimsy and shitty, but cheaper. Now the next big thing isn't going to be, oh well, gosh, you know what, Siri's really smart, and we you can look at live updates for traffic on the Maps app now. No one cares about that. We want the next huge groundbreaking thing in mobile technology, and that just hasn't come yet. So when your own,
I don't think it's going to come from Apple or Google. I think it's going to come from a Kickstarter that eventually gets bought by Apple or Google.
Probably.
Or
no, for sure.
Or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know where it comes from, but that's what we're waiting for is the next big technological game changer, and it's not going because.
But I think isn't the next big technological game? God, I can't speak today. Game changer, isn't it? The Internet of Things with everything interconnected. And,
I think so.
And that's what I'm waiting for is a seamless integration of all my shit that I'm and I don't want to have to plug my phone in to charge anymore. That's the I never want to plug anything in again.
That is one of the cool things that I was interested in with the Apple keynote, and it's the HomeKit gets its own app finally. So if you are part of the Apple, like the iHome, they call it the Apple HomeKit.
I have no idea what that is.
Well,
I have an iPhone, but I don't know what that is.
Well, it's basically Internet of Things that you control your house with, right? So you can lock and unlock your front door from down the street. You can dim the lights from your phone. You can turn on the oven. You can change the temperature of the refrigerator. You can order a new filter for your Brita or whatever you're doing, all from your phone. It's part of this whole package deal where your house basically is controlled by the control pad on your phone, and that sort of had to be.
I'm sorry. I just have to tell a story real quick.
Yeah.
I could really use that app to unlock the door right now because in the house where I'm staying in the interim while I wait for my home closure to go through, the door I come in late at night because I get done at like 11:30 sometimes. So I come home late and there's no light out there, and the doorknob is right kind of really close to an outlet.
Mm-hmm.
And twice now I tried to stick my key into the outlet and thought, that feels weird, and realized I was trying to stick my key into an outlet.
Oh dear. Yeah, don't do that. That's bad. That's bad news.
So if I die,
it's because you electrocuted
show
yourself.
with you,
It has been. Yeah, no. So it's they just made that whole thing better because you can be at work and you can turn on the cameras in your living room, see if your kids got home safe from school or whatever you're doing. So you can check to make sure they're doing their homework instead of watching television or doing drugs, which is very, very important to me.
Doing drugs?
Yes, and making sure that my kids are also doing drugs.
Yes. Gotta make sure they're doing the right drugs.
There's a whole bunch of bullshit about Apple Music. We don't care about that. I don't care about that because I get all my stuff from Spotify. The biggest move, because there's a new OS, iOS 10, and there's facial recognition software coming to the phone, and that's cool. Siri has been opened up to developers. So third party app makers will be able to integrate Siri into their design, which is cool as shit. Beyond that, Siri's not a ton better. She's just more available. And I insist on calling her a she. Even the Apple people call it it, but I have to call it she.
Well, that's good. I mean, maybe somebody else could make it so that she's not completely useless. So
yeah, and
good luck with that,
yeah,
folks. Please give me a voice interface system that actually is useful. That would be great.
Yeah. But no, so go over and check out all the stuff. If you can tolerate an ad in the beginning of your viewing experience, CNET has compiled a lovely mashup of all the important bits from the Apple keynote.
Okay. Before we get to the best in show, I just wanted to point this out real quick. A few days ago, the promo bot. Did you hear about the runaway robot? The runaway promo robot. Yesterday, the internet went slightly crazy for the story of PromoBot, a Russian-made runaway robot that escaped its handlers and caused a traffic jam on a suburban Russian street. A story perfectly set up for viral success. Out-of-control machinery, Russian dash cam footage, and a cute little robot is a YouTube traffic maker from the heavens. The only issue is that they're pretty sure that it was actually fabricated to generate publicity.
Oh,
which makes sense since it's a promo bot. They must be good at promoting
I
shit.
get it.
There's no smoking gun to this story being fake, but I looked through the story, how it spread across the internet, the mechanics of how a promo bot would have escaped, all point to this being a very effective but very fake news story. This is from BGR.com, whatever the hell that is. But I got taken in by that robot story and thought it was mildly amusing, but not it's not like this robot figured out how to break out of where it was going. Must be free. That's not what happened.
Exterminate.
That's what happened.
Perfect. That's exactly what that's there for.
And finally this.
Fascinating. Impressive.
Inconceivable.
Bill, tell me about the hypercell.
The hypercell. These are little I'm going to try to find a place where there's some script on here, so I don't have to. Hypercell is an architecture, because I read it a few days ago, but I don't remember.
There were lots of words, lots of science words.
It's a bunch of little blocks that self-assemble.
Yeah.
Hypercell is an architectural system that is dynamic and can respond to changes through self-awareness, mobility, softness, and reconfigurability. The proposal responds to change through the self-awareness of each cell to its surroundings and the localized cell Okay, this is getting way more complicated. I'm just going to go ahead and give it a whirl the way I was hoping I wouldn't have to. But there are these they're kind of like little building block things that can change their shape, and they can self-organize and create structures and it's kind of hard to describe, but they're like little robot cubes that can inflate or deflate and change size and shape and combine to form structures to build stuff. Ultimately.
So what do you build out of a hypercell?
Well, let's see what they have here for this. They don't go into. Let's see.
See, the problem is that I can't show people the video.
Yeah,
because it's broken.
Yeah, and I watched the video 2 days ago, or 3 days ago, or 4 days ago.
It's completely super awesome. You're looking at all. You go to drl.aaschool.ac.uk. I'll put a link on Facebook or something. But they're these tiny little robots, and they swirl around and they make structures, and they can create shelters, and they can just when you have the reconfigurability. See, this is all like sort of theoretical at this point. It's not like anyone's going to go live in a house built out of hypercells, but this is
more like the not the design phase, the proof of concept phase. This is a concept that they will eventually be able to, because I mean the idea, they call it a cell because the idea comes from the idea of using these little robots to. They're similar to human cells that can have different functions and assemble in different ways. Every individual cell can make its own decisions and has the ability to climb, roll, and change its shape. They're autonomous, but also they also work together.
It's like a hive mind.
Yeah, our system exhibits modes of self-assembly where a number of cells are able to come together without predefined instructions and create structures. So it seems like you can program. There must be some sort of program to control what they assemble into.
Yeah, like you would program in something. You would say, okay, I need to shelter this many people in this many space with a ceiling, this high in this area, and then go. And they would go out and they would see what's there and adapt to it, and they would be. Think of, okay, so real world application here. Think of soldiers on the ground, out in the field somewhere, in the desert or in the jungle or wherever we happen to be having operations, and they've just got this box on a cart, right? And it's on the back of a truck, and when they get to where they're going and they're going to set up a camp, they just open up the box, and it already knows how many people are there, what sort of equipment they have, and what they have to shelter.
The soldiers don't have to be there. You send in a drone ahead of time.
Yes.
And you drop off the box full of these cubes, and these cubes self-assemble into a structure based on you couldn't program what the structure was going to be in advance because you don't know what the layout of the land will be like.
Exactly.
So these things figure that out and create a little structure, and the soldiers then show up, and they've got a pre-built little house for them to hang out in, and cover with leaves and stuff like that. So it looks like it's part of the.
Well, and when you think about it too, these things will be adaptable, and you would active camouflage technology.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was going. Was that you could have it look like it's part of the landscape and I mean there's but that's just I think any new technology, there's a tendency to think of the military applications.
Well, that's sort of where my head's going here, because obviously building structures in places where it needs to be adaptable and change. That's going out into the wild or the wilderness or somewhere where the civilization is not, and adapting to the situation.
I think a more reasonable application would be for, I don't know, maybe a company like SpaceX that wants to go to Mars.
The moon.
Yeah, or the moon.
Yes. Yeah. No.
But if we're gonna get to Mars in 7 years, the way Musk wants to, then you're gonna have to have some sort of little robots. If Seven Eves, people should go out if and read Seven Eves, Neil Stephenson's Seven Eves. They talk about robots like this in Seven Eves that can autonomously both autonomously and hive mind like work together and individually to create structures and chains of things and whatnot.
Yeah,
and
obviously,
change shape and all
obviously the trouble then becomes, because not only do you, because if you're out on planet Earth, you sheltered from the rain and the wind, the elements, but you send it out into a vacuum, suddenly you have to.
Absolutely.
That's a whole nother animal.
Well, yeah, I mean, they can't roll in a vacuum, but but they could connect to each other and maybe create some sort of propulsive. I don't know how any of that shit works.
That's a whole nother set of issues. I think, but for right now on this planet, there are 1,000 different possible applications. Temporary shelters, disaster relief.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, sure.
Triage centers, taking care of people. Humanitarian aid projects.
Right.
Wherever you need to be able
lots of potential applications. We highly recommend you go and look at the video. It's AA School. I don't.
Yeah. drl.aaschool.ac.uk.
Just look up hypercell.
Yeah, just Google hypercells. It's the first result.
That's the easier way to do it.
That's the way to do it. Make it simple.
It's fascinating. It's super cool, and it's just the first iteration. So what we see, the smaller version of this to come is going to be scary. It's going to be scary, but also awesome.
Oh my goodness! Hey, that's a show. That's a long ass show. We got a lot to cover. We haven't done this in a while.
We're also out of practice.
A little bit out of practice.
It wasn't too bad for half an ass.
Well, you had my whole ass.
Right, but when you divide it by the two of us, that's really
it's
only
like one whole ass times one half of an ass equals half a whole ass.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, if you're still listening, what's the matter with you? But if you made it through this far, let us know why you enjoyed the show. Give us a rating. Go on to iTunes. Give us a 5 stars. All of the stars. We don't want fewer than all of the stars.
If you made it this long, you must think it's worth it all the stars.
Hey, you know what you should do? If you have something negative to say, email me privately. Don't tell anybody else.
We don't care.
But also help others find the show. It makes us feel good. Thanks to Libsyn for the bandwidth, all members of the network for their contributions. That's just me and Bill this week. Thanks to Great Pacific for our theme music, and everyone for tuning in at home, watching live or on demand on YouTube. Thanks for hanging out with us. Feedback and suggestions to northwestnerdnetwork@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Twitter @NWNerdNetwork or Facebook.com/NWNerdNetwork. Bill, I love you.
Love you too, buddy.
It's been a long time. We should do it again much sooner than we did the last time that we did it this time.
Sure. Hopefully, each from our respective new homes.
Yes. Yes, I
nice?
Can't wait. And you know what? There won't be any echo because there's nothing on my walls to stop the echo.
You might be able to see me. Actually, you can probably see me a lot better.
I can see you now that it's dark outside. Dude, we gotta get out of here. I gotta go put the baby to bed.
Okay.
All right, man. Love you.
Love you. Later.
All I dare to say is just something in a way for a change of heart I desperately pray. Glue and string, cut it down to all its size, fold it like origami, needle and thread, stitching the patches again. Glue and string, cut it down to all its size, fold it like origami.
All the slammin' shorties in the house say yeah.
Ooh. And we're done. Done. Thanks to everyone who hung around. Sorry for the shit pre-show today. Wasn't very good. Should probably try and knock out all my troubleshooting issues before that. Sorry to everyone who couldn't follow along too. Terrible show. So sorry I made you sit through an hour and a half of terrible show. But I appreciate it. Thanks everybody. The stream is over. See you next time.